the arms. Front bear hug, under the arms, defense. All right? Someone who's extremely strong, like Yasin or like Eric, if they approach me and they manage to get under my arms and grab me in a bear hug, they can sometimes cause a lot of damage to my back just by squeezing, right? They can take the breath out, they can crush ribs if they're extremely strong and I'm extremely weak and small. And remember, jiu-jitsu is for the what person to defeat the what.
The small and weaker person, but beat the bigger and stronger.
Yes, to defeat or stay safe, at the very least stay safe. You don't have to defeat, but you have to not lose, right? To protect yourself and defend against a bigger, stronger attacker. So this is a nice example here. Someone very strong, thick, stocky. When they squeeze, it can be damaging to me, so I need to defend myself right away. Look at the mechanics here. What happens is this. If the person bends me back, they have a huge advantage. Why? The same principle we always discuss. When my shoulders are behind my hips, I'm very tippable. And look, they can walk near the ground, and from here, they have a huge advantage. They can punch, step over, mount. Now I have to work to escape a very dangerous position. So my first objective is to not be bent back. The first objective is to not be bent back. How do I do that? If bending back happens because the shoulders are behind the hips, and that's what makes me tip, then I must get my hips behind my shoulders in order to prevent this. So the first thing that happens, like any self-defense movement in Helio's system, is, let's take a guess, what? Base, exactly. I drop into base. I use my feet to widen my stance, and I drop my hips below my opponent and try and jut them back. This way my hips are behind my shoulders. My shoulders are in front of my hips. At this point now I can find a free hand, and look, I can just put in a frame. I put in a frame, and then I just step back away from the frame. Why? So the front foot and the frame work together. I step the other foot out of the way, and look, now I just walk back. I keep them where they are, and I remove myself. Look, I don't do this. If I drop my hips back, and then I put the frame in, and I try and push here, look what's happening to me. What's happening, guys?
Your shoulders go back behind your hips.
Shoulders going back behind the hips, bending backwards, exactly like you both said. I can't have that. That's what I'm trying to avoid. The frame may or may not be enough. Why take the chance? I put the frame in after I get my hips back. I put the frame in, and now I step back, and I use my hips to move myself. That's what I need to do, right? I keep the frame in his neck so that he stays where he is. Two other scenarios can happen. Let's take a look. We'll spin this way so Charlie can use the camera. Two other scenarios can happen. One is that the person is strong enough to bend me, and at the same time they very much hide their head. They hide their head. So I can't get the frame in the neck somehow. So what I can do is, same as always, drop my hips, make a base, get my hips back, and look, I just find their nose, right, or their chin, and I push and use my head to direct their spine, right? So I want to lift the chin like this. If that doesn't work, this is extremely uncomfortable. Head back down, please. I push the nose. That'll make the person let go very, very quickly. All right, so Helio holds his wrist like this, and he uses the hand in the chin or the nose. Either way, if the person hides their head and they're squeezing very tight, and I can't get the frame in for whatever reason, I just find a part of the face that I can. There. That's it. And I move my hips back. That's all. All right? Questions on this? Okay, we're good, guys.